The SDGs Explained, Episode 4, Quality Education. The fourth Sustainable Development Goal is quality education, a target designed to ensure inclusive and equitable education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Before COVID-19, progress towards inclusive and equitable quality education was far too slow, with over 20 million children predicted to be out of school in 2030. But due to coronavirus, that number could be a lot higher. During the virus's peak, school closures kept 90% of all students out of school. That equals roughly 1.5 billion children and young people, reversing years of progress. Remote learning is a valuable tool and necessary to keep students safe, but worldwide, at least 500 million students are unable to access remote learning. Access is particularly hard for disadvantaged communities, those living in remote areas and families in extreme poverty. The digital divide will widen existing gaps in education inequality. In low-income countries, children's school completion rates show the effect of income inequality. 79% of children in the richest 20% of households remain in education until completion, compared to just 34% in the poorest 20% of households. Education needs to be inclusive and equitable if we are to help people progress through schooling and into the world of work. This educational inequality makes social mobility harder, as high-paying jobs are usually only available to those with access to high-quality education. In 74 countries with data from 2011 to 2019, around 7 in 10 children aged 3 and 4 were on track developmentally in at least 3 of the following domains: literacy, numeracy, physical development, and emotional development. That means 3 in 10 children were running behind. Education is one of the key solutions to inequality, and this inequality is still a very real problem worldwide. A recent UNICEF report titled An Unfair Start looked at educational inequality in 41 of the richest countries. The study covered inequality from early childhood education to expectations of post-secondary education. The UK ranks 16th in terms of educational inequality during secondary school years, and 23rd in inequality during primary school years. For the 5th largest economy, it is clear that educational standards are not up to scratch. The cause? A mix of things, but one major contributor is income inequality. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, child well-being is directly linked to income inequality. Since the UK hasn't done much to reduce levels of income inequality over the past decade, there hasn't been a significant improvement in British children's well-being. In a 2007 UNICEF study on child well-being, the UK ranked dead last, with worse child well-being than any other country. Then there is low quality of education. UNICEF reports show that countries with higher average achievement have lower gaps in reading scores between best and worst readers. This is an indicator that inequality in income and child support is often linked to inequality in education. So what can we do? Preschool and childcare are often unaffordable or inaccessible, which often puts children behind at a very early age. Research shows that countries with higher income inequality have fewer children attending preschool overall. And in London, for example, where preschool provisions are available, children from more affluent areas are more likely to take up places. The segregation between rich and poor in school is a major contributor to inequality in educational attainment. The Russell Group, which represents 24 leading universities in the UK, says that focusing on university admissions alone is not enough. It suggests that the social, cultural, and economic factors need to be addressed much earlier than university, and unless earlier intervention occurs, university support will have a significantly limited impact. Unpaid internships are also harder to afford if you come from a disadvantaged family. The need to work while you study limits the amount of time you have to study, and they often lack equipment and resources that make studying and education easier. Resources are something that we have taken more note of during COVID-19, with free school meals, student support, and temporary laptops becoming commonplace among schools and universities. But we're still seeing a clear divide between richer and poorer groups. This was most notable during the 2020 GCSEs and A-level results period. During that results period, controversy led to a change in how grades were allocated in a time where exams were unsafe. The original controversial decisions were lower-income families up to 3 grades behind higher-income families. In Kent in 2016, a select committee was crafted with the intention to reduce social inequality in grammar school admissions. Regular bursaries and inclusion programs exist in universities, along with programs to help students obtain work experience and paths into their ideal field of work. UNICEF are cautious about their proposals to reduce educational inequalities. They call for more data and attention to equality rather than average attainment. They call for more attention to gender stereotypes and the gender mix of teaching profession. High-quality early education and care must be guaranteed for all children, and benefits for families and those affected most by income inequality will inevitably help mitigate educational inequality. It's crucial that we use our voice to elect parties that support equitable education and have goals to reduce income inequality. We need to hold governments accountable to these promises, both locally and nationally. Resources like whocanivotefor.co.uk and electoralcommission.org.uk are great resources to find information about electoral candidates, including their contact details, policies, and details about their political past. It's important to see how candidates have kept their political promises and to hold them accountable. gov.uk/how to vote also offers valuable tips and information to ensure you are registered to vote and that you're fully able to, either in person, through a proxy, or by post. And that was just a basic look at educational inequality. For more information, we recommend looking at UNICEF, the UN website, and following our social media and blogs, where we regularly have content like this. Thank you for watching.